Hello friends, so today's video is going to be a new read, play, watch where I go through all the things that I'm planning to read, play, and watch for this upcoming quarter. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to start with the play factor, the video games that I'm hoping to pick up. So a lot of you will be very happy to hear, even though I feel like I was tricked into this, but I plan to start Bloodborne. I don't know if I'm happy about this. I'll give some context. So I have told my friends who I play Elden Ring with that I don't want to play Bloodborne. I don't want to play Bloodborne because you have to constantly get the way in which you heal yourself. It's blood vials, I think, right? Don't you shoot a blood vial into your leg? Shoot's probably not the right word. You like stab yourself with a blood vial. I'm like, I don't want to have to every single time I die, which is going to be all the time, to have to get more blood vials. I don't want to do that. So I always told them, no, I don't think I want to play Bloodborne. And they love it. They love it a lot. And they're always telling me, you really should pick up Bloodborne. So for my birthday, they bought it for me. So I feel like I have to play it now. And it does look really cool. It looks really cool. I know it'll be fun. Maybe not fun. It'll be an experience, just like all of their games are. But yeah, hopefully in May is the plan to start it in May. I need some time to mentally prepare to be enraged all the time. I don't know if I'm excited. And then after that, of course, Final Fantasy 16. I know that it's coming out technically in summer, but it's within these next few months. So I'm just going to say now, I can't wait. I can't wait. I feel like we haven't really gotten a solid Final Fantasy entry in so long. Many of you know I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy X. I also actually quite liked 12. I thought 12 was very enjoyable. I think that certain aspects of the plot felt like they were missing, but I still ultimately really liked it. I love Balthier. I can't stand Vaughn, though. I find him so annoying. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I liked 12 well enough. And then 13 I started, and I barely started it, and I was like, no, I don't really care for this. 15, we all know, was kind of a disaster. It had so much potential, and the gameplay itself was kind of fun. But speaking of feeling like there's pieces of the story missing, oh my gosh, was that story so incomplete? And for a Final Fantasy game, that doesn't fly. You gotta give us a good story. If that's the point. It's one thing if the point is to have it be more centered in the gameplay, but if you're gonna sort of set it up for this is going to be an amazing storyline, and then you only give us a part of it, and you're like, well, there's some movie and some books and some other things you can pick up so that you get the full picture. No, I'm not committing to that much. I just give it to me in the game. Anyway, so 15 was a bit of a disappointment. It was a big disappointment. And then the Final Fantasy VII Remake was somewhat enjoyable. I mean, there's definitely the nostalgia factor, but certain changes in the plot were interesting. It's obviously not a complete game, but I knew there were going to be installments to it, so it gets a pass in that regard. But no matter all that, 16 looks so good. I think it has potential to be my new favorite game of all time, so I'm really hoping that it's not a letdown. I'm so hoping that it's not a letdown. We will see. And then maybe, because I've been getting the itch, I kind of want to replay Witcher. It sounds fun. I don't know. I just think that after starting Bloodborne and getting really frustrated and starting a brand new game and having to learn the game mechanics and getting really into that story and just having to start that new thing, I kind of want to come back to something familiar. And it's been so long since I've played Witcher, and also it's had some really great updates, so I do want to explore those. But we'll see, because I only have so much time to play video games, and I think Bloodborne's going to take a lot. And I imagine when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, it's going to take a lot as well. That's it for the video games. Now into the watch factor. First up, we have Vox Machina. So I don't know too much about this. I remember seeing an ad for it quite a while back, and I was like, that looks kind of fun. I'll have to check that out. And it was on my anticipated shows, and then I just never got around to it. My friend Roger really, really, really enjoyed it, and so he's been kind of pestering me to watch it. So I think I'm going to try to watch that first season here pretty soon. Besides that, I also plan on starting Attack on Titan. So I was actually going to read the manga for this, but I was talking to my friend Patrick about it, and he was advising that I check out the show. He just thinks that the anime takes the story, but then brings it to life, and so much of it would seem is kind of action-packed, and so the adaptation, the anime, I guess is almost a better experience for that story, according to Patrick. So if you don't agree, blame him. I'm just kidding. Patrick's really sweet. Don't say anything mean. He's the loveliest person. Anyway, so based off his advice, I plan to start the anime. And then I want to watch some more Studio Ghibli. In a come manga shopping haul I did where I had brought you along to my local used bookstore, I got some manga. I also got some Studio Ghibli movies, and a lot of you seemed really excited. I had seen some of them as a kid and some of them I hadn't seen at all, and I recently watched Howl's Moving Castle, which was delightfully weird, and I haven't decided yet if I want to do an individual review for Howl's Moving Castle or if I want to wait until I've watched more Studio Ghibli and maybe do a combined review where I talk about several of them, compare and contrast, or maybe I'll do both. Give me your thoughts. Would you like to see me do individual reviews or combined reviews? But regardless, I did quite enjoy Howl's Moving Castle, so I want to watch more Studio Ghibli. Now on to the manga and comics. So first up, we have 20th Century Boys. Because I'm not going to be picking up Attack on Titan, 20th Century Boys is hopefully going to be my main focus for the series that I have ongoing throughout the quarter. My husband really enjoyed 20th Century Boys when he picked it up, but I believe at the time that he was reading it, not all of it was out, and so we might buddy read it, where he starts back over, and then I start from the beginning, and we read it together. Obviously, that's what a buddy read is. So hopefully we can do that for the entire series this quarter. I also asked over on my community tab, I did a poll, and I said I wanted to do a try a volume style video where I read 1 to 3 volumes of a few different manga, and I had you all vote on what the first 3 were that you wanted me to pick up. Tokyo Ghoul had the most votes. I kind of expected that. And then we had The Girl from the Other Side and The Ancient Magus Bride. So I plan to pick up those 3, and if there's one that really stands out to me, or if all of them stand out to me, then I'll try to read as much of all of those as I can within this next quarter as well. I probably don't need to keep saying within this next quarter. It's very obvious. And then aside from those, I've been really slacking on my comic book reading, so I want to really set up for myself to finally start some of the ones I've been saying for a really long time that I want to read. One of them is Saga. Finally, I've been planning to pick this up for so long, and I've just kind of continuously pushed it aside, and I need to finally pick it up. My friend's birthday is coming up, and he's a huge fan of Saga, and I like to try and read my friends' favorites around their birthdays, so even more motivation to pick that one up. And then Monstrous is one that I started years ago, and then never kept going with it, so I want to restart it and then keep going. So that's it for all the things on my read, play, watch. There's some that I started in the first quarter that I want to continue on with, so if there's anything that you didn't hear that you were hoping that I was going to keep going with, I either have DNF'd it, which I mentioned in my DNF video, I'll have that linked, or I plan to keep going with it. It's also possible that I said I wanted to start something and haven't had the chance just yet, so there will be some other things in addition to these, but those are my spring, a little bit into summer, reading, watching, and playing plans. Let me know what you're planning to pick up in this next quarter, but anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.